Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, no matter where you're watching this from. This is Michael Firth, one of the founding Field Advisory Board members and Crowns with Neumi. And it's my pleasure to do interviews with all sorts of people from different walks of life. And particularly today, we're going to talk about sports. Now, you've probably seen that we have the True Shield certification, which means that even Olympic athletes around the world are now can use our product with confidence, knowing there's absolutely nothing in it that can harm them, but everything that can improve their performance. We have multiple world record holders now across different codes. And today you're going to hear about a young lady who was brought to us by Damien Garcia. She has pioneered a sport. So if you think of figure skating with ice and you think of roller skating, what about inline skating as a figure skating competition now? And that's actually something that's going international. She was the one that pioneered it in Spain and has won all the gold medals ever since. It's quite profound when you hear this story. And so, with that in mind, we're going to hear from Paula Romaguera, if I pronounced that right. And she has with her right now Olaya Gomez, who is her coach. And just so you know, Olaya doesn't speak fluent English, but she's here supporting Paula. And Paula does speak enough English to get the message across. So, Paula, thank you for taking the time to spend with us today and share with us the impact you've had with three different Neumi products that have helped you with performance. And we're going to talk about all of that. But to kick off, so people understand your sport, can you start with that? Tell us a little bit about your sport and how you got into that.
Well, first of all, hello to everyone. We're happy to be here. And well, I want to tell you a little bit about my story. I've been skating for about 13 years now, and it wasn't until 2019 that the sport got official and we started competing internationally. It was the first national championship that year in Panticosa, and me together with another teammate from Spain were convoked for the first time ever from the federation, from the Spanish Federation, uh, to an international competition, which was the European Championship in Germany, and it was the first time this championship had the Spanish representation regarding inline figure skating. So it was a great pleasure to be there and to start opening the doors toward the international competitions in these sports. And since then, it's been already 7 years, and we've been in seven national championships, of which I've managed to gain all of them. I've got seven national gold medals throughout different categories throughout the year because I was, as Michael said, I was younger then. I had 14 years old, and now I'm 20. So I've been in different categories. Now I'm in the senior one, and we've been competing not only in the national championships, but we've been competing throughout Europe in the European Championship in different countries. And I've also managed to win four European gold medals and one silver medal throughout these five different competitions I've been to. And not only that, but I've been last year, I had the pleasure to be selected from the federation to represent Spain in the World Championship for the first time. So not only that, but I also came back home with a gold medal too. So it was such an honor for me to open the doors of this sport, not only the national, but the European and the World Championship. And coming home with a gold medal was like amazing because it's been such a hard work throughout the years. And I guess there's no other thing that makes me happier. So
And I understand that even right now, only I think it was yesterday or maybe the day before, you're actually in China and you've just won another gold medal. Tell us about that.
yeah, that's it. We're actually right now in Beijing in this interview, and we just come from winning the world championship again for the second time in a consecutive year, and it's also like being it's been a pleasure to be having been selected again a second year and being able to win again this competition because we've fought so hard to be here this year. We've been training not in Spain but in Atlanta because I've been studying abroad this year, and it's been so hard for us to reach this goal, and for us to make it finally. It was amazing. Like we couldn't have ended the season in another way.
Beautiful. And you know what? I think another time we should interview you. It doesn't matter what age you are, you have overcome obstacles, you've had perseverance, discipline, all the things it takes to be successful in business, and you've done that in sports. So, on another interview, I think we should get you back to talk about that because people of all ages could learn from you, I'm sure, with your perseverance and your determination. But today, we're going to talk specifically about the products that you've had an impact with. And the first one is NutraSwish. Tell us what sort of impact that's had on you.
Well, I started having these products like 1.5 years ago, when Olaya told me about them because I was having problems regarding my ankle. I had a great swelling in my ankle, and she had been having the product for about a few months or so, or more.
Yes.
Yeah, more or less. And she had really quickly noticed the effects. So she was like, okay, why won't we try it and see how it works? Because she knew on her it had a positive effect, and the effect wouldn't be negative. So we didn't lose anything by trying. So I started having NutriWish, the first one of them, and it was on a time where I had such an intense workouts because I had to prepare for both the European and the World Championships, because I had the European Championship in July and the World Championship in September. And I was used to, well, like throughout the season, we normally train about 2.5 hours a day. And in summer, we normally increase those hours because we've got the international competition. So we have to prepare more for them. So we normally train about 6 hours a day. And not only it was a time where I was kind of injured, but I had to do a great performance in the trainings for me to be able to do a great job in the competitions. So we started having Neumi, and I really noticed the effects really fast. Not overall, not that much physically at first, or at least I thought so, but more mentally. And I had a great focus, and I had a change of mind, and I was like super effective on the trainings. Like I was just focused on my goals, and we have to do this way. Okay, we've got this problem, don't worry, we can make it work this way or this other way. Like it helped me so much because I was a person that kind of had a little bit of problem in that way, and it really helped me. And regarding the physical part that I was telling, that I didn't notice it that much at first, I later realized that I might have not noticed it like directly, because I turned from training 2.5 hours to train 6 hours a day. So obviously I was gonna be tired. I mean, it's 6 hours of training a day. It's a lot of training. So I guess it helped me a lot regarding I had the same energy I had during my 2 hours training throughout the years, but in all those 6 hours a day, like I could be productive and effective in those 6 hours with the same energy that I had been in the 2 hours throughout the year. So it really helped me, and I've been having it like for the whole 1.5 year, and it's helped me a lot to reach where I am.
Beautiful. Now, I want to add something to this. So you've said strength and endurance when the longer training sessions, mentally, people talk about glutathione, particularly our product because it's nano-sized, helping with mood and focus, which is fantastic. But you did mention something else. I've just come back from our Diamond Retreat in Europe, 40 hours in airports, and I know the impact of our product on me with jet lag. Here I am, and I should be asleep, and I'm wide awake and talking to you. You said it had an impact, same part of the same question, that NutraSwish had an impact on you with that as well. Tell us about that.
Yeah, totally. Like we, as I already said, we come from 2 big jet lags because we've been training in Atlanta for a whole month preparing the World Championship in China, and we fly from Atlanta to Madrid, and then from Madrid to Beijing. So it's a 12-hour difference. It's like a 6-hour difference to Madrid and a 6-hour difference to Beijing. And that's a great hour difference when you've got to perform and do a great job in an international world championship competition. Like, you've got to be wide awake, because if not, all your hard work wouldn't pay off just because you're not enough, hadn't got enough sleep, you know? So we were kind of worried about that, but honestly, we didn't have such an effect on the jet lag, because when we knew we were gonna have the jet lag, we were like, okay, we need to reserve our energy. And we were like, okay, I think we need to have Neumi. Like, there's no other way. And like the day before and the day on the competition, I had like so many Neumi. I was like, okay, today Neumi has to save me. Like, I need this energy. And I felt like on the beginning of the day, I was so tired because I was so nervous and I hadn't slept very much. And I was so different in the afternoon. Like, after having like the Neumi, I was like, okay, I feel like a totally different person now. Like, I think I can do it. So it's really helped me.
That's fantastic. Now, the other thing is too, being so young as you are, right? Being able to be a world champion figure skater and study as well. You're studying, and you mentioned, so tell us what you're studying, but you also mentioned that you use the Neuro product for that. Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, I'm currently in the 3rd year of biomedical engineering. And it's also, I've been using the Neuro Neumi, and it's also really helped me in that way, because I'm a person that has to make the most of her time to being able to arrive everywhere without struggling the way, because I have to make time for my trainings, time for my studying, and being able to be successful in both parts, and also try to have kind of a social life. So I normally try to make the most of my time, and then the Neuro product has helped me a lot to focus when I have to focus. And I normally have it in the morning because when I started having it, I had like classes on the afternoon, so I studied in the morning. And so I started having it in the morning, and I was like so focused, and I could sit down and just do my work when I had to, and then just go training, and have more time to do other things as well. And not only for the study thing, that it's helped me a lot, but it's also helped me in regarding when I have to compete and be focused and avoid like external noise that would kind of do something to my head. I normally have it and just try to go directly to my goal and try to avoid external noise. So it's really helped me in both ways.
Beautiful. I love hearing about someone young, because sometimes we see people who are saying, oh, I use glutathione because I got achy this and achy that. But you're talking a young person who's just nailing it in sports and staying mentally focused with your product as well. Now, some people, when they get highly stressed, particularly young people, break out in pimples. Other people who are older may have something happen with their skin. You've mentioned you use the Neumi Skin product. Tell us about that one.
Yeah, well, as I said, I'm a person that has so many things in the daily lives, and I try to reach everything, but sometimes when I'm in the middle of the season or when I have the final exams, it's really overwhelming, and I do really get stressed because I'm really perfectionist, and I try to make the best of me in all the ways of my life. So I normally have some skin conditions when I get stressed, and I've used the Neumi, and it's also helped me a lot. Like, I guess it's just helped me in that way too.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, any final thoughts in terms of leaving people with any direction, anything that you'd like to share with them as we wrap up?
Well, I guess I would just say that I'm really, really grateful to have found not only the Neumi product, but the community around it, because it's helped me so much in such different ways of my life, like being able to do everything at the same time, the studies, the training, and having energy. That's the most important part for me, like being able to do everything with a smile on my face, and just, I don't know, give the best of me in each part of my life. So it's also helped me a lot, like in the energy part, and just being like positive and focused. And I guess it's amazing what the product does.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing, and also thank you for being the next, because we've had a few world champions in different sports codes now that are singing the praises of Neumi, and it's great to have another young person that's saying how great it has been for them. And as I said, I think it'd be a great idea that we get you back another time to talk about your perseverance, your discipline, and the things that you've done to become successful. So thank you for sharing, and I'm sure people will get a lot out of this particular interview.